Ah, corned beef hash bash, ready? I can't wait. Every time I go in a store, you see these guys. You see Hormel, you see Armour, and you always want to know, like, all right, who's better? You know, price comparisons, and then you look at ingredient lists, who's got more fat, less fat. You know, you always want to know, right? So today we're going to do it side by side. Going to open them up the same, going to look at them. Each one gets their own crock. We're going to examine that. And then I got the oven cranked. We're going to cook them and taste them and talk about them. Stand by. Woo! I'm gonna open them up, take a peek. So we got move it forward a little bit. All right, open it up. So the cans are open. We're gonna see what we got here. I'm just gonna slide these forward a little bit. So this is what the Hormel. So that's what Hormel looks like inside. And this is the Armour. Wow, right off the bat, you see a difference, don't you? Hormel has more product. And actually, I know it's probably because of nitrates and stuff, but the color is a little more appealing. Versus the Armour, has less product. Looks more like more fat covering in there, and it's not so rosy pink. So that's interesting. Hormel. And the Armour. Based on that alone, that might even, you know, change your choosing preferences, right? It would for me. Based on just looking at it, I'd probably buy this. But let's not get hasty, right? Let's see what we got here. This is the Hormel going in first, right? There we go here. Right. Okay. You get it. It's not haute couture. Excuse me. It's not haute cuisine. Haute couture is a whole different animal. All right. It's hash, for crying out loud. All right, so that spoon with that. And once again, this is the Hormel. Right, bada bing, bada boom. And now we're gonna go for these guys, the Armour. Different spoon, different crock. Okay. Let's see what we got here. Wow, that's definitely coming out easier. Definitely seems more gelatinous, looser. Looks like more potatoes. Excuse the finger. Not as much meat. Maybe more fat content. We're gonna have to look at the numbers here. And like I said earlier, it seems like there's less product in it. We're gonna look at the label and see if that's indicated as well. Oh no, someone at the door. Could it be Santa bringing more hash? Hormel. Armour. We're gonna throw them in the oven, but before we do that, nutritional, 370 calories per cup. And there's 2 servings in there. 25 grams of fat versus Hormel has 380 calories versus 370, and it's lower in fat by 1 gram. So Hormel says 14 ounces. Well, the Armour says 14 ounces. That doesn't seem possible, does it? Or is it? Maybe it's on the food periodic table. the other one's a heavier, you know, item. There you go. All right, next. The left, you can tell by the little imperfection on the crock. That is going to be the Hormel, the one that doesn't have any imperfections on the lip. That is the Armour. Armour is on the right. Hormel on the left. The heat come out. In the middle of the oven. We're gonna cook it for like 20 minutes, check it actually, and then take it from there. Maybe have the broiler going to finish it off nice, and then we're gonna taste. It's good. We're gonna throw it under the broiler now. That's the hormel, nice color. And then you got the armor, which looks greasier. I don't know how that can be if they got the same. Go off by a gram of fat. But it's got a pretty good color. And then we're ready here. Let's go. Okey-dokey. And we're gonna try them out. Get in there, just take a little out. All right. Yeah, so there are the spoonfuls. The armor. When I went to do it, let's do it again. On this side here. All right. Going in. It's a little wetter. Right. Versus hormel. It's a little more together, if you will. Right. Rolls off in one chunk. This one just seems wetter in general. Doesn't mean it's gonna not taste good. So let's see. Let's try this one first. All right, just to compare them from my memory of broadcast hash, I think the broadcast corned beef hash is better than the hormel right away. I think the broadcast would have been a little denser in meat and flavor, excuse me, and its overall composition be a little more denser, not so loose. And like corned beef flavor really would be resonating out of the broadcast, in my opinion. And but as far as hash goes, this was okay. It's a little looser than a broadcast would be, or even homemade. I would have liked to see a little more seasonings. I taste, a salt component, but it's not in your face with the salt as some, canned meats can be, if you know what I mean. So let's try the other one now. This is the armor. It's pretty loose. See all the liquid in the bottom? Well, like I said, it's looser than the hormel. But it has a pretty good corned beef flavor, I gotta tell you. Let me see something. We're gonna try this again. Tasting number 2 out of the hormel. Well, just want to confirm something here. All right, and tasting number 2, armor. I gotta tell you something, man. I gotta drink a little piece. I gotta drink a little water and do that again, because if my taste buds are right, the armor is actually tasting more corned beefish, if you will. Although the texture of the Hormel is better. So. Here we go. Taste number 3. Taste number 3. All right, sip of water before we go to the next taste of the Armour. Taste number 3, Armour. I gotta tell you, I'm surprised. The Armour tastes, it's got more flavor. Can't believe it. You wouldn't base that on looks, man. Here it is, my breakfast. After a long and arduous battle amongst the hash. Armour had a slightly better taste, and Hormel has better texture. So you choose, pick one you like and go with it. But definitely try them. Try them both. Do your own head-to-head. See what happens. All right. So I finished my breakfast, finally. It's almost like lunchtime. And I'm sitting here, I'm eating it, and I have them both situated on there too. Yeah, I know it's ketchup on there. I did it with, without. I did all kinds of variables. And because I'm a freak. And a control freak, and I made my eggs like I like them, and I kept going back and forth the entire time, eating the the different hashes, the Armour versus the Hormel, and I kept going back to the fact that Hormel, had the closest proper texture for me. It looked good. It looked like for me how corned beef hash should look. It had the proper texture as it should. It didn't seem overtly fatty. Seemed, it's got fat obviously, and you saw it too in the video, but it didn't seem excessive. Versus the other one, the Armour seemed excessive in being wet, and it seemed excessive in fat. I think it might have 1 gram more salt compared to the Hormel, and maybe that's even a perception kind of thing. Salt is the the carrier of flavor, right? As far as we perceive flavor with salt, sometimes a little more. And maybe that just that little teeny wincy bit of salt made me perceive more corned beef flavor versus texture and everything else, right? But I guess if you're looking at the overall package and you're having breakfast, the Hormel overall looks like the product I think a lot of people would choose, even if it is only in teensy-weensy degrees. Not as corned beefish flavor, as far as I'm concerned. So I can see it winning out. And I did it. I had my wife come here, and I let her have a taste too, and she immediately went off the bat too, and inadvertently just said, "Wow, it's got good texture." Versus the other one. So is that a psychological? I don't know how much does that play into it. Who knows? But it was fun, playing around with my food. I hope you get a chance to do the same. Check it out. Bye.